welcome everyone to another Astral interview. And here with me, I have Tanya. Tanya, can you tell everyone your last name, please?
Oh, my last name is Francis. Tanya Francis.
I was confused because I saw two different names and two different documents. And so I'm like, I'll just ask her in the interview.
Yeah, actually, I think it confuses people because a lot of my certificates say Tanya Winter, but Winter is actually my daughter.
Okay, fair enough. Well, welcome and thank you for being here. So let's just start from the beginning. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us about your life, and tell us about your young life, where you grew up, what life was like when you were a young child.
Okay. I was born in Richmond, BC, so I've always been in Canada. My parents came here as immigrants from Fiji. Growing up, I was only child up until I was 8, and then I got my sister. We were raised Catholic. I found growing up, I asked a lot of questions about why and like how they know things and why I need to do certain rituals, and I was probably not liked very much because of that. When I well, I was like the kid in catechism classes is like, well, how do you know that? Like, where did you see that? How do I know? Because that's very much who I am. Like, I need, if I can't, I don't know, I just can't take things for face value. So that kind of comes up in my adulthood because that's how I get through the rabbit holes of spirituality. It's like, oh, well, I need to figure this out. And it opens up more and more doors. Yeah, so I grew up fairly, I guess, normal life. When I was a teenager, when I started deciding what I want to do by myself, I stopped going to church only because I didn't agree with a lot of the rules. I'm not really a rule person. As soon as I'm backed into a box, I need to get out. I'm still the same. Yeah, so I didn't really find my spiritual self until maybe 4.5 years ago. I was pregnant with my daughter. I was in an unhealthy relationship. I knew at that moment that I didn't want to be there anymore. So I started planning how to leave, and it took some time. And then once I had my daughter, as soon as she came out, I'm like, okay, it's me and her till the end. And then from there, I started meeting some really great people and taking classes and figuring myself out through the rabbit hole and learning and absorbing as much as I could. And I kind of, at that time, felt that I found where I belong finally, because I knew I didn't belong in church pews. And yeah, so I'm lucky that my family supports every decision that I make. I wasn't shunned. When I hold workshops, my family is actually my number one supporter. So they all come, including my aunts and cousins. It's great.
Wonderful. So you were born Catholic, grew up in Richmond, and you asked a lot of questions. So did you feel that your questions got answered back then?
No, they were mostly like, this is just how it is. Just be here, be quiet. I'm not sure that the adults in my life also understood why we were doing things, because it was just culturally passed down, right?
Right. So you said you went to, you had some life experiences and then you went to some workshops. So what experiences or knowledge did you gain from the workshops?
Oh, sorry? I miss that.
You said that you went through your life experiences and you had your daughter, and then you said you went to some workshops, and that helped you find yourself more. And so, can you talk a little bit about those workshops? What were they about?
Right. The first class I ever took was a class about pendulums. And we were taught sort of, like, I didn't know anything about it. And one of my friends told me about it. So it was at a local holistic spa, and I signed up and I went. I didn't know what to expect at all. But as soon as she started speaking, I'm like, yes, I like this. I want to do this. And then from then, like, I started, I made a few of my own pendulums and I keep them in my purse. I was testing it out, and I would even take it to the grocery store and be like, oh yeah, should I buy these bananas? Like, do I need these bananas? So I probably look like a witchy witch in the grocery store, but I didn't care. It didn't bother me. And then I took like some bracelet making classes, and I really enjoyed that. I took a few wire wrapping classes. I enjoyed that. Then I started learning about all the different crystals, and just went on and on and on.
Yeah, I know the journey.
Yes, it's really fun.
Yes, you had lots of fun. So then, do you find by working with a pendulum and working with crystals, do you find things open up to you?
Yes, and I eventually, when I picked up a crystal, it helped me feel things. Like, you could feel certain crystals when I pick them up, say rose quartz. Like, I love rose quartz. As soon as I feel it, I can feel that, like, the electricity going through my body, and it just warms my heart. It's such a great feeling. So different crystals give me different feelings. My living room is full of rose quartz crystals. It's really amazing. And I get so excited when people get interested, like new people get interested in crystals. I'm like, oh, well, you need this one, and you need this one, and this one's for this. And it's really fun.
Okay, so you've experienced crystals and how they express themselves with your energy and how they interact with your energy. And so, can you speak a little bit about a little bit more about that?
Yeah.
Tell us about a cool experience you had with a crystal where it transformed something in your life.
So actually, so when I was plotting and scheming on leaving, I bought so bad to say, but we're good friends. We're friends now. We're amicable. So it's just much better we're not together. I used to like take crystals. I don't even remember which ones they were now. I feel like tourmaline. I had pyrite. I had a whole bunch because it was still new to me. And I did this like new moon like ritual on my porch. And I wrote a letter out saying what I wanted in my life at that time. I burned it like in a pot on my porch, and I had all the crystals around me. And I just like looked up at the moon and I said, this is what I want. I really just want my freedom. I want to be by myself, to do as I please. I want to like be happy, because I just found like over the last decade, I really lost who I was. And I just sat out there and I watched it burn, and I went inside and I hoped for the best. And then literally a month later, my house sold. I was free to do as I pleased. I packed everything up myself. I didn't even ask for help. Like, as soon as we signed the papers, I'm like, yeah, okay, this is your stuff. This is my stuff. What do you want me to do with your things? Do you need pots? Do you need this? I just got rid of everything and I just started fresh. And I really am grateful for the people that I met on my journey, and they were really supportive, and I owe them so much. One of them has passed away, and from him, I met Teza. I met like so many people that you're going to be interviewing, and they were just like rocks in my life. And they're like, oh, you should do this, like talk to the moon, manifest. And I learned so amazingly, and I love it. And I thank each and every one of them every day.
So you've picked up on many of the tools, and now you're using them in your life like they're second nature, right?
Of course. Sage, always. I keep tobacco in my purse because I learned from a lady that I met that, you know, when you take something from the earth, like I pick up rocks and I find random things, but I always leave a little bit of tobacco for the earth to give back. It's become habit. I have a bottle in my car. My parents thought I was smoking it, but it's not.
Right.
But yes.
Okay. So then, okay, so all these skills that you've picked up and you're using them, how have you incorporated these things into your life? In that, or have you made a career out of this?
So because I'm so connected with crystals, and I was buying all these bracelets and necklaces, anything that kind of called my name, I'm like, hey, I'm pretty creative. Like, I think I could make my own things. And so I started like beading and wire wrapping necklaces and wearing them. And I just have like, so far it's been my friends who are like, oh, you should can I have one of those? Can you make me one? So it came to a point where I was just taking them off my wrists and handing them out to, okay, now I need to like do something with this, because my day job, I do bookkeeping and accounting for a potato chip company. It doesn't really fulfill my soul.
Right.
So I find when I leave here, I can do as I please. So it's a good way to feed my soul. I do it daily. I make necklaces and bracelets daily. I do sound, so I play my crystal bowls every single day in my house with my door wide open, and I have neighbors cross the courtyard and be like, what is that? Can we sit here and listen? And it's really great.
So I have something to introduce you to. As you can see, I'm wearing carnelian,
Yeah.
and inside is a ruby, and it's wire wrapped with gold. And the cool thing about the one I'm wearing is it's infused with frequency. So
Nice.
I don't know if you've tread that path yet about frequency and how sound waves intermingle with our DNA and crystals, and they intermingle with crystals and our DNA. Certain frequencies affect not only us, our bodies, but our environments.
Yes. So my path kind of led me to Colin Hillstrom. So I took a sound healing practitioner course with him, and
Okay.
I know quite a bit about it. I started, well, what I did was on my birthday last year, I did a sound healing for 16 of my friends, spiritual friends and relatives, and I got like such good feedback on it. So I did my first public one last week. I had 26 people there, and it was phenomenal. I started with like a cacao ceremony. I walk around with my instruments, and I saw like people releasing. So I saw a lot of tears. I saw people like, you know, twitching, and I could see that it was moving, like energy was moving through like with the vibrations through them, and it's just so gratifying. I love it. So I'm doing my next one again next month.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good for you. So are you at a point where you can like sense the energy in something I'm wearing from where you are?
I'm not there yet, but I am good at when I meet certain people, I can feel their energy like right away. I'll know if I resonate with them or not resonate with them. So I try to always not. It's bad because I always, even if I hear this noise in my ear sometimes, it's like a wind. When somebody doesn't resonate with me, that wind gets really loud, so I can feel it in my ear, just like.
I
But
know
I'll
what that
ignore
is.
it. I ignore it because I want to give that person a chance, but it always is like, it's always right.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I know that noise well. Sometimes I hear it too.
Yeah.
So, okay. So let's come now to the present time. Like we met because of Tessa and this event that's happening next month. So tell me about your involvement with that.
So I've been, last time when Tessa had her own event, I really wanted to get a table, but I just had, I was going through a lot of stuff then and I couldn't get things together in time. So I just told her, next time you do something, I'll have something, I promise. So actually the location where it's happening at Niche, I've been helping him with his social media, which it's not my forte, but it feeds my soul. So it's something for me to do outside of my work. And it's a lot of work because I have to help him with everything basically, which I enjoy. And luckily I found you through her because you're helping now. So it's taken a lot off of my plate so I can focus. So I'll be sharing a table with a friend of mine. Her name is Cynthia and she's from Moss and Stone. I always wear her jewelry. So she made
Oh,
this. So we'll be sharing a table. She's a mentor to me. She's been helping me with my creations because my biggest worry is, oh my God, what if they take it home and it's gonna fall apart? What am I using the right like wire?
right.
Am I right? So I thought it was suitable for us to share a table. So we'll be there, and I think that I've been getting this inkling feeling to bring my tuning forks with me and a few of my bowls so that I can practice while we're there. But I'm grateful to Teza, actually. She's helped open me up a lot.
Good for you. Good for you. So, I also wanted to ask you, um, the event that's happening, and you were helping with the social media, you were helping with um, McNeish, is that his name?
Yeah, I was helping McNeish.
Yeah. So I was wondering, I'm not in Vancouver right now. Or do you spend a lot of time at the store there?
I try to go out on the weekends. I don't really have a lot of time on the weekdays with a 4-year-old. I am in contact with him daily. Like he called me today as I was driving to work asking why I didn't call him yesterday. So his wife Ritika and himself, like they expect me to touch base every day. I do try to make an effort to go out there just when I have time.
Okay. Okay, because well, I'm supposed to be interviewing him, but I thought it would be really good if someone else was there with a camera to walk around the store. Like I'll interview him, but
Right.
really good to have a visual of his store if you would be willing to do that for me.
Oh, yeah, I could totally do that. I'm going there tomorrow.
What time are you going tomorrow?
I feel like in the afternoon sometime, I would say around 1.
Okay, so I don't know if I'll be available at 1, but if you could just go around the store and just give me an idea of what's in what section and just walk around the store.
Yeah, and
Let your intuition lead you.
sure, and then I'll just send it over to you.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, Tanya, thank you. I'm sort of exhausted with questions right now. Do
That's
you have
fine.
anything you want to share?
Um, I just want to thank you because you're doing a lot. I know how much work it is, and it's like so much going back and forth between the vendors and you. Been in the boat. Um, I'm just so grateful that we you came forward and I found you because it just gives me more time to get my portion for the event ready. And so I don't feel as exhausted as I did the last few weeks. Yeah, I'm really grateful. I'm really excited to see everybody. And it's really great to see everybody's journey, like, you know, from when I've met them to what they become. Like, I've grown so much even in the last year. So it's just great.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Tanya.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for the opportunity to interview you, and thank you for being part of this event, because I think it's going to be a really wonderful event with some really wonderful people.
It will be. Bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye.
Bye, dear.